Hi everyone, this is Nadia here discussing the Porter's 5 analysis for the Bazaar shop. I am first going to start with the middle, the competitive rivalry. I ranked it as moderate because the fixed costs as far as rivalry are low. So a lot of people can start a thrift store with low costs. Products are differentiated. Everybody typically has differentiated products when it comes to their stores. Exit barriers are low, so to get out of the business, it's just a matter of selling all the goods that you accumulated. So the exit barriers are low, and as opposed to having contracts with people where the barriers would be high. Brand loyalty is insignificant. This could be considered like a high risk because they're not necessarily um, supporting your brand. Thrift stores don't have a specific brand, so it's not anything for them to be loyal to. And then the last one, completing competitive rivalry, would be competitors are numerous. You have garage sellers, flea marketers, thrift stores, various thrift stores, and consignment shops. So therefore, I ranked it moderate because it includes some low risk and some high risk. Let's move over to the left and look at the threat of new entrants. I rate this as low because me being a new entrant myself, there's a lot of things that are not really high risk or high risk threats. The first one is that it's fairly expensive in comparison to other businesses, especially since my thrift store is a mobile boutique. It's very cheap to get into businesses like a mobile boutique because you're not paying a lease every month. Everything that you buy is bought outright, and you don't have like the utility bills because you are on a mobile unit. So it's fairly inexpensive in comparison to other businesses. Even if I did have a brick and mortar location, the goods that I buy are thrift goods and could sometimes even be given for free or obtained for free. So it's very inexpensive in comparison to other businesses like a technology business. Next is the experience is preferred, but training is available. So experience preferred in this profession because you can't just accept a whole bunch of different things and items unless you're getting them absolutely free. But if you're buying the items outright, you probably need some experience there because you can't just purchase everything. There's low barriers to entry. This could be considered a good risk for me. But if I was in competition with other people in their businesses, it could be like a higher risk. But low barriers to entry, so I don't have to file for a patent. Don't necessarily have to file for a trademark. I can just pretty much get a business license and start. There's no specialized technology with this business. Just a basic cash register will suffice just fine, and a simple tagging system. Independent business. It is an independent business. It's not in a conglomerate of other businesses that are associated with it. So that's a plus. And then there's low exit costs. So overall, the threats of new entrants are rated as low. Move over to the right, upward. We talk about the power of buyers. I rate this as moderate. Here's the reasons why. It's a couple of high risk and a couple of low risk. So first, the buyers are more concentrated than sellers. So the buyers, meaning that the people who are trying, or the consumers who are trying to purchase new items, are more concentrated than the sellers. So there's a specific niche group to people who like to buy secondhand and vintage items. The buyer switching costs are low, so if the buyer doesn't like your goods or they don't support your store, they don't find something that day, they can go ahead and switch to another thrift store. And so that can be um, a very high risk as far as my business because you don't want consumers to switch and go somewhere else. But that's just the risk with it. Buyer purchases product in low volume. This is not something that buyers would have to purchase in a big lump sum. So that low volume there can cause a little risk because you would need to get the numbers up and have them spend more That's what you eventually want to go to so that your business can become more and more successful and grow. But that can be challenging. The buyer is price sensitive. They're shopping in a thrift store, they're automatically going to be price sensitive. So that can raise some concern if prices are higher than the norm. And then the product is highly differentiated, meaning that there's not a specific thing that this particular thrift store sells. So that could be, if somebody's looking for something specific like furniture, and this thrift store does it all. We're not going to have a large mass of secondhand furniture that somebody can buy. So that can maybe be an issue. So I rank that as moderate. Down to the power of suppliers, I rank this as low. I ranked it as low because there's various competitive suppliers for me. There's many stores and outlets and different things that I can go and purchase goods outright and resell. And what I mean by outlets, I mean like garage sales, flea markets, other thrift stores, places that are offering items for free, Craigslist. So there's various different places that I can get my supply. So that's, low risk. Then I have switching costs minor. So if I want to move from one supplier to another supplier, if I don't want to do flea markets anymore, but I decide to go and search garage sales for a little while, then the switching costs are minor. It's just a matter of getting to that place. And then more buyer price sensitivity. So because I'm the buyer, I can be more sensitive about the price and what I'm willing to spend because I know the profit that I want to gain. And then last but not least, the threat of substitution. I rank this as moderate. First reason is because substituting, like if somebody wanted to substitute my product for somebody else's product, the quality is either going to be inferior or equal to the industry product that they offer, or to my product that I offer. So inferior would be like thrift stores, equal to would be like consignment shops. Substitute performance is equal or inferior to the industry product performance. So if they wanted to substitute the performance, it can either be equal to, so like if they go into a consignment shop, I'm sure they're going to be greeted. I'm sure it's going to smell like a lot nicer. There'll be great customer service. So that would be equal to what I can provide. And then inferior would be like your typical thrift stores. You don't get that type of personable shopping experience. You don't get the pleasant environment. So that's why I have both there. And then the last one, which you got cut off just a little bit, the substitute product are both cheaper and more expensive than the industry product. Again, consignment shops are going to be a little bit more expensive than the products that I offer. But then, so that's a plus for me. But the other products, like for major chain thrift stores, their products are going to be a lot cheaper, um, which could cause some issues because people may want to go ahead and go the cheaper route and just spend more time looking for things. And so that's why I went ahead and marked that as moderate. All right. And in the bottom corner are the references and resources that I use for the Porter's analysis. And thank you for watching. And that is the end of my presentation.